Guys, so I'm kind of late to this. It seems I'm three days late already. The Mimic, Secret of the Mimic trailer came out. The teaser trailer came out last year. Don't mind my hair, I took a shower. But, you know, from my past videos, everyone knows Mimic's my favorite character. One of my favorite. And, it looks like he's taking a new form, as you see right here. He's like a lesbian clown or something. So, yeah, you know, we're gonna watch it. Still wool.
So let me explain the situation. One of our contractors, Edwin Murray, has gone
shit!
missing,
They got Edwin Murray in here.
Abandoned in his warehouse.
My name is Edwin.
Your job is simple: enter the warehouse and retrieve the technology that he was developing for us.
Okay.
It's a kind of prototype endoskeleton that can adapt to any costume and become any character. We suspect it may be malfunctioning, so just be aware of the slim.
Oh shit! It's the Tiger Rock plushie. Oh, that was fucking Jackie, whatever her name is. They got the elephant. That I think they had that in the Rune DLC.
To go smoothly and without incident. But just in case,
The mushroom. Okay, so these are from the books. This is based off the books. What was that? We have a rooftop scene? Music Man!
Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Thank you for being a valued member of the Fazbear team.
June? The first Secret of the Mimic trailer came out like last year, and ever since, people had questions about it and concerns. One being that it might mess up the timeline, two being that is it gonna be based off the books, and three, that is the Mimic even gonna be in the game, or is this a new character, talking about the clown Jackie. But thankfully, in June, that's when the game comes out, and this gameplay trailer has shown us way more about the game. So I'm gonna give my thoughts, opinions, and lore about it. Okay, so from what the trailer tells us, my idea of what the plot is going to be about this game, we are a employee of Fredbear's, and what from this random bozo tells us, we're here to collect animatronic parts, which I suppose were built by Edwin Murray, the dude that made the Mimic, of course. Since FNAF is heading towards this era of, like, the Mimic instead of William Afton, I feel like it makes sense to give him his own game. Because I feel like this is going to be his backstory. This is going to be the way of, like, showing non-book readers, like people who haven't read Fazbear Frights, his backstory. Now, for the timeline, it's pretty mixed on where this takes place. Some people say it takes place on the intended time, and that's before all of the games taking place before FNAF 1 and 2 even. Which would work, because in the books, the Mimic is one of the oldest characters, being older than most of the Fredbear Entertainment, like, industry. And there's the other side of the fandom that wants it to be that it's after Security Breach, which would make also more sense, because maybe they're retrieving it from the ruins of the Pizzaplex, but I don't think that's it. So I would love for it to be taking place in the past tense. Also, I have some theories for the timeline. What if? So Cassidy in the game of Ruin, she mentioned that her dad loved Bonnie, and as we've seen in the Mimic trailer, he also carries around the same thing Cassie does in the Ruin game. That thing you plug into the things, and it gives you access to them. She even mentions that her dad had the same one just like that, which we use in the trailer. You know, I'm just saying, you know, it could be, because they've been making Cassie's dad like a big thing for some reason. They've been mentioning him a lot, so I don't know, I'm just saying. And second theory, so as we've seen in the Mimic trailer, Jackie seems to have no legs. It shows in the trailer and even in the live attraction they had for the, like, promotion of the game, Jackie has no legs. But here's my theory. In the book of the Mimic, when they go in there to retrieve the stuff, the Mimic starts off with no legs until they give him legs from a random endo, and then he walks around. So what if we find Jackie like that, and then we put legs on him, and then the Mimic comes, and, you know, he's the Mimic, just with a costume on. That's my theory. FNAF has like 300 different characters, some being weird and abhorrent like Springtrap, but some also being like obscure and weird. I shit you not, there is a character of a PNG of Scott Cawthon in a jar. I'm being dead ass. Then there's more like hated characters like Scraptrap, Helpy, the little baby. You get it, there's a lot of characters, but I feel like they slowed down on introducing new characters in these newer games. Like, I'm talking about Help Wanted. They just use old characters. They introduced Glitchtrap and Shadow Mangle. First of all, no one cares about Shadow Mangle. And second of all, Glitchtrap got killed in the second game. And in his different games, like FNAF 6, there are literally like 8 new characters. Or like 10, I'm not even sure. I feel like this game is going to give us a lot new characters, because we see in the trailer, and as I'm about to tell you, there's like 10 characters we can spot. Or just costumes if you want to be lazy. But this is the same game franchise where the fandom considers Helpy a character, so it's fine. So in the trailer, we see many characters, and characters we've seen before. We see a dog, we see a cat with like a bib, or there's the elephant with the birthday hat, just like the Tiger Rock plushie that the kid carried around. One that I want to focus on is the elephant, because he's a character we've seen before. In Ruin, the DLC, we've seen him broken and ripped in the closet. And that's why it leads me to believe that this is like a prequel. This is a game that takes place in the past, because that's why we find a ripping and broken one in Ruin. And that's usually cool to see, because the FNAF lore is like a bunch of spaghetti, and none of them are connected in a way. But it's cool to see, like, them connecting the games together. Like, we're actually seeing connections. Instead of, like, counting how much ball hairs Freddy has and then pulling that back to, like, an old game.
1, 2, 3. 3 ball hairs. That's a theory. That's a theory.
What the fuck was that? Was that a cutaway gag? Are we really going that low into the humor? Okay, but yeah, I like the designs of the Mimics costumes. They all have, like, cute, like, designs, and I hope they put lore or even VHS tapes of the cartoony characters. I hope even more we see him outside of the costume instead of him just being in the costume. It would be even cooler if we get to see him get out of the costumes, because in the books, he, like, can bend his body into different shapes, like a snake. So it would be cool if they keep it, like, that book accurate. So here's my overall opinion on the game. It looks good. Honestly, I feel like it has potential. As long as they don't try to add some unnecessary lore or characters like Music Man. It looks like it's gonna be a good game. I hope it's not glitchy like Security Breach, but showing by Ruin, Steerwool can make good games, and I feel like this is gonna be one of them. The characters look good, Mimic looks cool, it all looks good. The gameplay I hope is good, so that's really all I have to say. Can't wait to see the game come out.